Wednesday, January 31st, and you are here with Adrian and the Nounish Prof for 21 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. And wow, like I think we have to start with talking about yesterday. Start with talking about ourselves. So
I
don't
was going to
usually
say
do
the
that.
same thing. I was going to say the same thing. So our show's all about like what are the Farcaster highlights,
We
and
were one of them.
there's only one thing to talk about from
It
yesterday.
was amazing. It was
It
amazing.
was so good.
So that's why I've got Jesse skiing in my background here with Based God meme here that he was talking about at the end of the show yesterday. But that show with Jesse was, I listened back to it while I was going to work and coming back from work, and like was laughing and was smiling through the whole thing. And because I wanted to there were so many nuggets that he said that I'm like I wanted to remember. And wow. So what was your reaction to yesterday's interview with Jesse?
Um, he's delightful. He was like
Delightful.
just the best guest. Loved having him. Um, my favorite part is just the him describing his reaction to frames. Like he's
Yes.
like, we didn't know it was coming. I'm a little sus about that. They knew. Okay, he said he
No,
said
I
we
don't think he
knew.
knew. I
No,
don't think
he
he knew
didn't.
Frames was coming. I was a
Yeah,
little
he said
sus about, do you know what's coming Friday?
right.
I
Did
think
you
if
know?
he doesn't know, and I don't think he necessarily knows, but I think he has an idea. I think he has a thought of like what might be from discussions. So that's what I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, but the way he just said kind of the immediate aha moment and just how quickly they jumped on top of the hackathons and supporting. And he said you and he didn't sleep for 3 days. He's skiing, thinking about it. So just his
The
enthusiasm for
skiing thing was so funny. So, frame idea for whoever can make this. What I would love to see is it is a little nounish ski lift and it goes up. You press the button, ski lift goes up. You press the button. Jesse comes down and gives you a really good idea. He skis down just like that with the punk head. Skis down, you're like, and every time, thou shalt be on chain. It'll just be like some little saying. I think that would be absolutely hilarious. So please make that
dro-
someone.
dro- dropping down from the heavens.
Just, if you
His
were looking for a frame
commandments.
idea because Dan didn't give you 20 over the past few days, or 200, I should say, more like. So we have so much going on, and we were trying to organize links today, and I'm like, it's just a lot. But one thing we've got to talk about, we've got brand new frame validator is here thanks to GT. Plug in your frame to get quick feedback on what's working and what isn't. So if you are developing a frame, here's a little bit of a help for you. And then we had GT got a bunch of frame improvements today. So shout out to GT. Button redirects to send users out to websites, clickable images so users can navigate back to your site, frame validator, which we just talked about. And then V asks, what else do you want to see shipped? Because they haven't shipped enough this week. The shipping will continue until QTOW is achieved, as Cassie said. We also have a little bit of explain it like I'm 5 on redirects. So this is, we get the Dan interpretation, which is lovely. Frames can now redirect you to a web page outside of Warpcast. Enables one-click onboarding with pre-filled profile friends. Customized web page based on your public Farcaster profile social graph, including on-chain activity. Pay with crypto on that page. So this is sort of helping with the whole flow of frames and giving it more meat, if you will. And we're again, this is Wednesday. This dropped Friday. it's the shipping is mind blowing. Like it's truly mind blowing. We had a bunch of frames yesterday too that dropped, and I don't know which one Jesse was talking about. Do you have any idea? Like I was thinking maybe it was chess, the chess one. I'm not sure which one.
I don't
There
know,
were
but he
there
said
were
there was going to
many.
be something major. So which one is it? I could.
I don't know. I'm not
Did
sure, but
he
I
post?
think it might have been on frame chess. So we've got from 5 out of 9, play full featured chess completely inside a Farcaster frame. You can do easy, intermediate, or advanced. And I don't know how to play chess, so I'm unhelpful in this regard, but I'm just going to like move some things around and see if I can do it. Oops, no, it didn't work for me. Um, oh, you just like click this little button. That's what you do, and it moves it makes the move. Oh, and it has Okay. I haven't done this yet. I didn't realize you're playing against the computer. So you can just like click a thing and it's going to move the other opponent as well. So that's, to me, that's gotta be the one because that's pretty cool. Like we've got a full functioning game happening within a frame without leaving Warpcast. That's pretty amazing. And we've had some other ones too where you're, doing more like text-based games like what do you do now? Like you have a sword, what do you do? Do you go in the cave? What do you do? All those kind of things. But this is really interesting. We also had, this was pretty big, introducing Syndicate Frame API, the easiest way to mint NFTs from a frame on base, address lookup, signature verification, minting by Syndicate, gas sponsored by Base. So go to frame.syndicate.io to learn more. If you have an idea, I would also reach out to them and see. They're being everyone's being super helpful of getting things on chain. And then we had Manuel sell anything on Farcaster. Use its tool to automatically generate a frame, showcase your products, allow people to shop directly in the feed. The future of online shopping? Question mark? I think yes. And then we had Sam actually testing that out. Testing. You can still buy candles on humankind.place, but we're testing out buying the candles right in the frame. So you can actually preview you can click through to choose which candle you want. It's really pretty cool. So this is, the future is here. Here we are. We're living in the future. And then we've got to talk about your background because this was what we were speaking about yesterday, but we didn't show it. And that is the cookies. So the cookies that started it all. And of course, now I can't find that link. Of course not. The cookies that started it all. It's amazing. I love that the flow for me was great, but I'm wondering if they hit their limit. So it was, really like click, you add to cart and you have cookies being sent to you. So when we get them, I will share that on air. We'll enjoy some Thin Mints. So
We have an
hopefully we'll enjoy some Thin
on-air
Mints in
picnic.
Denver. We'll bring some to Denver. Have some Thin Mints in Denver. Um, it's just overwhelming. So what else did you see yesterday that maybe grabbed your attention, Adrian, that like got you thinking, or what is this like, sort of drove in your creativity or your thoughts, or like what are you excited about?
Frames. The
Just
frames
frames.
excite
Okay.
me. There wasn't. I think the vibe on the feed is just frame overload. There's so many
Yes.
frames. I really like the shopping one. It's amazing to me how fast we went from kind of here's a poll, like the first kind of like here, your Hello World implementation to okay, buying cookies, or when I saw Sam doing the candles, and it's all still very primitive early, but when you're here, you can see it's just it's like, it's going to get better. It's going to get smoother. Things get ironed out. I tried to buy cookies actually last night because
Yes,
I
we need
struggled a little. I don't
cookie
know what I did
customer
wrong.
support. Cookie customer support, please. Because the way that the flow has worked for me was you choose which one. You had like four to choose from. Six boxes Thin Mints, boom, 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 and then it sent me a cast. The cookie account sent me a cast to finish the transaction. So I think something in that process sounds like it broke down for you where you didn't get the cast.
I
And
expected it.
I'm wondering if they hit a limit. Like they might have run out of inventory, to be honest. Like, I don't know.
Maybe.
That
Yeah, I
could
don't
be it.
know.
Who knows?
No cut, but I just the way Jesse described, I know kind of the Coinbase commerce in the back. I was just so excited to do it, so I didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
I guess yesterday also is the day that Chris Dixon's book came out in the
Yes.
U.S. U.S. only, it sounds like, not available in Europe for our
And he
friends
is going to be doing
yet.
an AMA as well. We have a couple AMAs this week. Of course, now I can't find that. So Chris Dixon is doing an AMA, as is Pmarca. Mark and Andreessen jumped on and did an AMA as well. And so here's Chris Dixon's AMA tomorrow, 1:31. That's today, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So a few hours from now. We're continuing the Farcaster AMA series tomorrow with the one and only cdixon.eth. 10 a.m. Pacific. So make sure you check that out. And then we had Pmarca. Pmarca is doing an impromptu AMA and Farcaster. Dan was a little
Oh,
shocked. So that was pretty cool. So definitely check those out.
did
Have you
you read
started?
it? Did you read the AMA?
I some of it, and
What
it was
did you pull?
interesting.
What motivates you? What did you
Yeah.
see his answer?
Yes, yes, revenge.
And then
Like
I
I
think it was
really need more
Justin.
from that story. I need reason. I
And
really
then
that
and
is so
unfortunately, and then
funny.
he went on, and someone said there was just I think it was Justin asked a question, but he said, unfortunately, life has been so good to him, and he's had less people to take revenge on lately, and it's very sad. So someone go do him wrong. We want more greatness
So
from
he
him.
can be motivated to do something. I thought that
I'm not
was
doing it. I'm not doing it. But
hilarious.
someone else
We
go
don't want
cross
to get on
him.
your bad side, really. We really don't. We don't want to motivate you in any way. But that was hilarious. Yeah, what motivates you? Revenge. We probably need to just mint that cast because it's pretty funny. Uh,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
But
Is there a frame? How do we frame? Is there a frame to mint a cast? What is? I know people are minting casts. Is there an app? I think there's a client. Is there a client that lets you mint
there was a
something?
client
Someone is
called
doing
Mintit.
something.
There was someone who had at Mintit, and I don't think it's still operational because I tried it fairly recently. But honestly, I might just like right click
Yeah,
save as that sucker and throw that on chain because it was pretty funny.
I'll
So
mint
I
it.
loved that. Also, we had another mint yesterday. Mint with warps. Remember those? Remember how cool that was like 2 seconds ago? Remember when we thought that was like the biggest thing ever? So we've got a weekly mint with warps, and this one is by Light, OX Light, and it is beautiful. I minted a couple of these, so it's pretty amazing. So if you take a look at this, it's quite a beautiful thing, and you'll see a frame sort of sitting there in the background. If you haven't seen this one yet, go check that out. It's we'll have that in the show notes as well. So we had that, and then we had a couple funny memes
Did
from
you mint with
Dan.
warps?
I did not mint with warps yesterday. You know why?
I'm warp poor all of a sudden.
I've used up all my freaking warps tipping people.
Woo!
So I had to go buy more warps. I went to mint it with warps and I went, I don't have enough warps. This is funny because
I
I've
wanted to
given away
create a
so many.
channel. I went to create a channel. I just assumed I had tons of warps, like, and I have almost none left.
Warp poor.
So
We're warp poor
yeah.
because we keep
And by
giving
the way, if
away.
you're hearing this, please do not gift me warps. I don't need
No,
warp. I don't
don't.
need warp. I do not
She's
want
not begging
warps
for
from you.
warps. we don't.
There's many other things you can do for me. I don't need your warps, but I was sad. I wanted to create a read write own channel for to
Ooh,
host a book club.
have you? Is anyone's? Hopefully, no one's got that. You better hurry.
I don't need to own it. I actually think someone I was gonna see Dixon AMA, ask him to go spend some warps and host it. But I'm hosting a book club in Farcaster
Oh,
on
that's
Read
right.
Write Own.
Yep.
Everyone's welcome. All friends are welcome. But I just so I started
We
doing that
definitely should
as
get it.
well.
Throw a channel together. That would be cool. I so that was the other thing. So I spent 2,500 warps starting a channel called Onchain Media. So I did that, and then I was tipping people like crazy the other day for trying to get Uniswap to have some followers because they had less than 100. And then Hayden, I forgot to pull this cast. Thanks, Hayden, for appreciating my activity. Was like, oh, you know what? Brands shouldn't be casting on here. I was like, killing me, dude. The poor intern, the poor Uniswap intern, he's having a rough week. Uh, I think, but I think it brings up a good conversation about, I've seen a couple people recently, and we're going to have a lot more because the mercenaries are at the gate. But just in general, coming on and not really knowing how to start, where to start, what's the right approach, um, being nervous about trying to build their followers again. Like that was really interesting. So back to Uniswap for a second. I think brands absolutely have a place on Farcaster. It's just not the same as what you're used to in every other social media. Like this is an opportunity if you take it to really connect with your consumers, users, your community. So don't treat it the same. Like treat it differently. And Uniswap is a great example of this. This is their people. Like these are your people.
Yeah.
So use the opportunity to really connect with them rather than you're not don't use it just as a broadcast is my suggestion. Because it could be a lot of fun. You could be doing AMAs, in your channel, and definitely leaning into the channel aspect as well for sure. more so than the handle. But just my 2 cents. What are your thoughts on that
Are
in terms of
you
brands?
are you seeing any brands yet, or is it too early that you think are doing a good job?
I think it's too early. I think the ones I see that are doing a job are just Farcaster native companies that have, sort of
Ooh.
come from the ground up, like, GM Farcaster. But I think that's where I see it, and the ones who are leaning into channels. But I think we don't have a lot of big brands all of a sudden showing up. I think, Uniswap, MetaMask did a pretty good entry point. I felt like they did it the
Mhm.
right way. They came in, their founder got engaged, and then they did an AMA. So it wasn't like, we're here and we're just going to spit things out at you. It was, we want to, make this a conversation. And I think that's the
Yeah.
difference on Farcaster
And
versus
shout
Twitter.
outs from the chat, Fabric,
Fabric,
Icebreaker, Kiwi,
Icebreaker. Yep,
and
exactly.
yeah, they're kind of
Yep.
Farcaster native
They're
brands.
Farcaster native. Yeah, exactly. So all of
Um,
those are the ones that I think are,
MetaMask is
what
offering customer support. Well, even in Twitter,
yeah,
like Twitter early
perfect.
days, the brands that jumped into Twitter were very
Mhm.
different and kind of behaved different than other platforms. And they were engaging. And Twitter was like the best place to get customer support because you were kind of
Right.
talking to a person, not
Right.
the
Right.
department. Um, but then so maybe it's more of an arc of where you are when you're early, and it's
Yeah.
if you're group chat vibes, if you're early community, yeah, don't come in as capital B brand.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I would tell you right now, Disney won't do well on Farcaster if it just comes in and is Disney where it
Oh,
is everywhere else. They'll have no followers, and it won't surprise me at all. Because it'll be the same kind of thing. You're going to have to engage. It's not the same, and they shouldn't be there. Like they don't need to be there right now. It's not, the right audience yet. Unless they're going to take a very different approach. If it was the Disney Web3 aspects of Disney that they're starting to dabble with, that's the perfect thing for them to come in
right.
with and
Yeah.
to really source it, to be, to have Farcaster be the source of building that aspect of their brand. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, Rainbow, great
And
example. Mike Rainbow, because he is a part of the community.
oh, and
Like,
Zora.
and Zora, I know we
I
can't
mean,
forget them. Again, it's like
Base. I mean, do we
crypto.
count
No,
Base?
we don't
Is
really
Base
count
a
base.
brand?
I mean, yes, but no.
Is
You
it
know
a
what I mean?
brand?
That's what I mean. Like
Doesn't
they're
even feel like
bigger.
a brand, right?
No,
Like that's the brands that are doing well don't feel like brands.
exactly. The
It's
ones that are
very
doing
interesting.
well on Farcaster don't feel like brands. And I do want to mention. So, speaking of, so Song a Day Man. This is what he yesterday said, oh, I hate this long slog of building up back to, my followers. And, they said, you don't need thousands. You just don't need thousands. So he wrote a song about frames, and the way he did it, and it's not work for some reason, YouTube decided it was not going to let me play this right now. So I don't know. Maybe they know we're using Unlonely for streaming and they're mad at me. But it was really cool to see. He took some of these casts; they were included in the video, and the way he does his songs, he'll drop it one every day, and then he drops it as a mint, and you can mint it. And it used to be an auction, and now it's an open edition. So go mint that. But also, if you're in our chat right now, I'm going to give one away after the show. I'm going to go and grab all the names, spin a wheel, give that away. And then I'm also giving away a Farchiver subscription. I'll circle back to that in a second. But back to Song of Day Man, I loved seeing people we knew in the video, like Gabriel ASO, my little Nounish friend there. And 15 minutes of frame. Everybody wants their 15 minutes of frame. Freaking brilliant. Freaking
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Does
Song of Day
everyone
Man.
know? Like I was saying, when the people who have their casts and their 15 minutes of frame, do they know they're in the song?
I don't know. We got to tell
I
them.
need
We
them to
we got
know.
to
They need
tell
to
them.
know.
I think they know by now.
Um,
I'm sure. We'll tag you all, so we'll let you know. But I'm gonna give one of those away. It's such a banger, and I really wanted to start the show with it, and it just wasn't cooperating. But what
I
like
did
that's
not
how you
know when
connect.
you, yeah,
That's how
when
you
you
connect with
posted
the
that,
community.
I hadn't seen it. I'm like, what? By the way, do we really need to be going to other platforms? Why can't I watch video in Warpcast?
Okay, let's
Why?
talk about Friday. We have something coming Friday. I'm not going to be surprised if it is video in a frame. Either that, these are my predictions, either that or an RSS feed. Because Dan posted something about RSS yesterday, just randomly. And I'm like, because that's what I've been asking for is something like that, where you pull video, you pull the NFT from Zora, it automatically feeds into a channel. And it becomes like a feed. Like you upload it to Zora and it happens automatically. You set it up, and that would be amazing, and that would be a great way to do video as well. So we
Would be
would appreciate
amazing.
that. Should that
Would
be
be
released on
amazing, but I
Friday?
do yeah, but I think and this is, a comment in the chat as well, but, there's been a lot as Chris Dixon is on doing the rounds with his books, there's a lot of talk about RSS because it's kind of like
Mhm.
that's where the internet splintered. It was
Right.
like RSS open feeds,
Right.
Facebook,
I know
closed it,
I know
and
that that's what's relating to it, but it's also in my brain that like that is an obvious thing that should be able to happen at some point. So
Varun made a joke. He did make a joke like what when video when video on Farcaster or
he
something on
did.
where
He yeah, one
it's
video in
funny.
frame. And I'm like,
Yeah,
well, you tell us. We're
it was
ready.
funny.
We're ready for
But,
video in frame.
amazing video.
Um,
Yeah, so
yeah,
just watch that YouTube video.
incredible.
It's so good.
Incredible. And okay. And what were we
Oh,
gonna circle back to? And I don't remember. We're out of
I
time.
don't know, but
We're done. We're
we're 2
done.
minutes over already
We're 2
without
minutes.
even
We're
a
actually
guess.
1 minute over because we started a little late. But that is it. Doofy says unlikely. He doesn't think it'll be
Oh,
oh, is it
Farchiver.
a type of RSI? Oh,
You gotta go
Farchiver.
back to Farchiver.
That's where we're circling back to. Farchiver. So our sponsor, our CLP this week is Farchiver, and this is a way that you can download all of your Farcaster content data and have it forever. And download it, and you can also view it in Obsidian, and it's like this pretty data flow and all this stuff. So it's really cool. We have 3 to give away this week. So I was giving one away as part of when I was asking about frames the other day. So I got to do that giveaway, and then we're gonna give one away to somebody in the chat today. So 2 giveaways. I'm gonna pick 2 different winners, so you'll only win one thing. Yeah, I just feel very generous this week. So I am just like gifting stuff all over the place. I gave my whole Degen tip yesterday on the Uniswap thing. So I'm just having a lot of fun. So I like giving things away. We know this. So that's what we're gonna do today. And thank you, Farchiver, for being our CLP. We'll be back Friday. We're actually gonna take tomorrow off. We're only supposed to be on 3 days a week. We're not doing very well with that. We keep adding things. So we'll be back Friday with Linda from Bountycaster, and I am super excited about that. And we're coming back at noon on Friday, noon Eastern. So we will see you then. Anything else, Adrienne, before we wrap today? Did we miss anything? Thank you, chat. You're amazing.
I created a new channel.
You did?
All this
Right?
stuff gets
Wait,
lost. Yeah,
what?
I created a channel. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to my channel. I created a channel Foxes.
Ooh. For the
And
philosophical foxes?
it is the home. Yep, it's the new home for
Nice.
philosophical foxes. There's a few of us in there. We're going to start reigniting the project. We're sharing lore and bringing things back. So check it out if you're curious about my PFP or what that's all about.
And Cameron's and Chris co-created. So they're all philosophical foxes. So that's amazing. I'm looking forward to learning more. So some of my favorite people are philosophical foxes. All right, everybody, we've got to go. We'll have a wonderful Wednesday. We will see you back Friday. Look for all the giveaways happening. I'll drop them in the channel, and also go have some. Go
Oh, I'm sorry.
To,
I'm going to make us say one more
15
thing.
minutes of frame.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna have to change the title.
I forgot.
Random minutes of Farcaster news. Just
I know it's been less than 24 hours since we're on, but I had a major highlight yesterday.
Oh, what?
Major, and you're involved too.
I am. Okay.
Yeah, we got accused of being journalists.
Oh,
we're journos. So that was just kind of literally
we're in a group
highlight
chat
of my day. Thank you.
We're in a group chat which now has emojis. By the way, we forgot about that.
Yes,
but it was really funny, and they're like, do we want any journos in here? And I'm like, did we just get called journalists? So, okay, we're safe. We promise not to reveal anything in a group chat, but except the fact that there are now emojis, and now I'm emojing everything.
We're Farcaster native.
By the way, that's the thing we thought was going to drop last Friday. We were, we were Chris Corella had a cast out there, and I can't remember the exact wording, but it was like, we were asking for emojis. What we got was frames. And then it was like, can we still have the emojis though? Please. And thank you.
Oh, good.
So that's it for us. I swear. We're really going to end it now. And then have a great day, everybody. We will see you Friday. Bye bye.